I welcome you all with my love and respects. Wonderful subject, from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. This is the subject. Actually, all the mystics, all the masters, all the saints, all the sages who walked on this planet Earth spoke about. Whatever they spoke about is nothing but this one single subject. Whatever words they might have used, whatever name you may give for that words, you may call that as Sermon on the Mount, or you may call that as a Bhagavad Gita, or you may call that as a Quran, or you may call that as a Saint Avesta, or Guru Granth Sahib, whatever name you may call, all words from all the masters talk only on this one subject, from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. Not only religious masters, anybody who shared their wisdom, anybody who is intelligent, anybody who speaks some word about spirituality, leave out spirituality, anybody who gives a little bit of intelligence to anybody, they touch only this one subject, subconsciousness to superconsciousness. Life solutions or problems to whatever the solutions to the problems which you are facing in the life, anything related to intelligence is directly connected to this topic, from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. Whenever your activities, your thoughts, your mental setup are subconscious, you directly go towards suffering. You travel towards mithya, means which is ephemeral. The moment your words or your deeds are with consciousness, you simply travel towards superconsciousness, Nithya, the eternal or eternity. All our growth, if at all you consider that somebody is growing, it can be only in this direction, from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. If you are moving from subconsciousness to superconsciousness, only then you are growing. Otherwise, you are only getting aged, getting old. Getting old is not growing. Anubhava is not anubhuti. In Sanskrit we have two words, anubhava and anubhuti. Anubhava means just getting old. Anubhuti means learning from the experiences. Anubhava is getting experiences. Anubhuti means learning from that experiences. A simple example. There are people who learn from experiences. First they touch the cigar fire and then they understand, oh, cigar fire will burn. Then they touch the matchbox fire. They say, oh, matchbox fire burns. Then they touch the oven fire. Oh, oven fire burns. They touch one by one all fires. By the time they come to the conclusion, all fire burns. They will be old, their body will be ready to be burnt. This is anubhava. You learn from experiences. But we don't have enough time to learn from experiences. We don't have enough time to commit all the mistakes and learn. It's an old saying, learn from your mistakes. I say, learn from others' mistakes. You don't have enough time to do all the mistakes and learn. Anubhava is the path of subconsciousness. Next, another one beautiful word, anubhuti, means learning straight away from one mistake. It's like when you touch one fire, when it burns, immediately you realize all fire will burn. Coming to a clear understanding and conclusion, all fire will burn. Anubhuti is what I call superconscious state. Anubhuti is what I call a pure consciousness. Almost all the religions, all the rituals, all the techniques, all meditations are created only to drive man from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. Whatever you do, whether praying in the church or doing puja in temple or doing namaz in the mosque or any other ritual, any other religious ritual is designed originally to lead man from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. But the problem is, when you don't know the science, only you do the act. When you do the act without knowing the science, again you make that as a ritual. Subconscious process. Anything done with the knowledge, with the wisdom, with the science of that whole action, whole activity, it becomes meditation. When the science is lost, only the action, activity remains, it becomes ritual. It becomes ritual. When the juice of wisdom is not there in the activity, it becomes just a ritual. They say a beautiful word, religious nuts and spiritual fruit. If the juice of wisdom is not there, you become a religious nut. When the juice of wisdom is added, a religious nut becomes a spiritual fruit. So, any ritual, any technique starts only as a technique to transform you from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. But when you don't know the science, why should it happen? What way it helps me? What way it is going to add more energy to my life, more clarity to my life, more intelligence to my life? When we don't know that, naturally, again we make the whole thing into subconscious process. If you know, even just sitting can become a superconscious technique. Even just sitting or simply inhaling and exhaling is more than enough to reach the superconscious state. With the intelligence and the right understanding, even a simple thing like inhaling and exhaling can put you into superconscious state. That is what is all about vipassana. Vipassana is one of the wonderful meditation technique. I think the greatest gift given to the planet Earth by East is this vipassana technique. This vipassana technique is the greatest gift to the planet Earth from the East. Buddha's great contribution. according to me, thousands and thousands of people have become enlightened just because of this one single technique. This technique is all about inhaling and exhaling consciously, that's all. When you know the science, if you are conscious, even simple inhaling and exhaling can lead you to super consciousness. When you are not aware, when you don't know the science, even the great rituals, big rituals can lead you to subconsciousness. Now I'll try to explain the science, what is subconscious and what is superconsciousness, how we receive the information from the world and how process of cognition happens in our system and how it becomes subconscious, how it can be transformed into superconsciousness. I'll explain based on Patanjali, a great master who happened in India. Based on his theory, I'll try to explain, then we'll analyze that theory with question answer, and that will help to internalize. Actually, a simple theory will not help much. When you analyze it with question answers, with a discussion, then it can be internalized in your system. So I'll try to propose that simple theory. Hope all of you are able to. Hope all of Hope all of you are able to see. They made a cutout, but I always feel to write and show. People are not interested to see the ready-made cutouts or projection and all those things. This is how the mind works. You see, here is a small diagram. I'll try to explain how we receive the information from the outer world, how the process goes on in our being. I have used Sanskrit words. I'll try to give you the English explanation. For example, you are seeing something through the eye. You are seeing me. Let us take this example. The moment you see me, there is an energy called chakshu, which converts the information like a digital processing. If you want to process any information in the computer, you have to digitize it. It has to be converted. So the conversion happens by chakshu. Actually, chakshu only sees the whole thing. Chakshu means the energy which sees. The energy which sees. Chakshu takes the information to manas. The moment the information is received, chakshu is like a file. In that the information is put and it takes to manas. Immediately manas is the place, we can say, the first step of our being. Manas analyzes. Manas completely analyzes and it starts classifying. It will first say, a broad outline will be given. He is a man, or he is a human being. A broad outline will be given. Then that file will go to Chitta. Chitta immediately starts analyzing. Have I seen him somewhere? Have I seen him somewhere, here, there? You try to connect whatever you have experienced with this color, or with me, or some other Swami like me. All these memories will come up. You try to connect. You try to connect yourself with the information which you have received. Till this time, till the information comes to manas, it will be only analyzed in a general way. The moment it comes to chitta, you will start. Chitta is the memory. All the memories which you have collected is stored only in chitta. The chitta, with all the old memories, past memories, you connect. You start analyzing. The Swamis whom you have met, if they have done some good thing for you, immediately you start associating me also with the good thing. If you had some bad experiences, then you start associating me also with that same bad experiences. So whatever process, whatever you know, with that you connect. And the file goes to buddhi. Now, buddhi will decide whether to sit here or leave. The buddhi will decide whether to sit here or leave. And if the process goes like this logically, you are safe. You are safe. But it does not go always logically. It does not go always logically. Even though buddhi decides, the buddhi is not the authority to give command. He decides and the file is moved to ego. To ego. This is the mysterious zone. Still now medical field is not able to penetrate this zone. This zone is still in the hands of meditation and the masters. Still now this zone is in the hands of the mystics and the spiritual masters. The buddhi sends the file to ego and ego decides. Ego decides. The decision again comes back. It is given to chitta, to manas, chakshu. Then the body starts working the decision. You get the decision from ego, then ego says, alright, let us sit and see. Let us sit and watch. Then you sit. If the ego says, no, better let us leave, you simply walk. This is the way the information goes inside and comes out. First your eyes sees whatever you see, that is converted as a file, the form of a file on which through which they can do the process. That is done by Chakshu. Then next it goes to Manas. The Manas gives a, you can say, view or an idea about what it is. Then the file goes to Chitta. Chitta is the memories which you collected. See, in Manas, you are no way associated. But in Chitta, your memories are associated. Manas gives only from the collection. Manas never says right or wrong or anything. It just gives an overall view. Here is a human being with this cloth, with a turban. Just the idea is given to you. Then the Chitta only starts analyzing. Oh, he is Swami. Already I have seen so many Swamis. These are my experiences. I think then what to do. Then that file goes to Buddhi. Buddhi only decides. But the problem is Buddhi doesn't have authority to give command. So the command can be given only by ego. For one Shana, the whole file takes a quantum leap. From the ego, command comes. Your body executes that command. If whole thing happens logically, see, I said that now a small example of seeing me. Seeing me, you see, and then the information is digitized and is brought to Manas. Manas gives a broad view about he is a human being standing here. All these ideas are given. And then it is brought to Chitta. Chitta says, oh, I have seen so many Swamis, better, now let us go back and do our work. Then immediately your Buddhi decides, the file goes to the Buddhi. Buddhi says, I have seen so many Swamis, let us go. Then you decide to go, you leave. If this process happens, no problem. If it happens logically like this, no problem. Things go safe and your things go smooth. But sometime, till here, one type of logic works. For example, smoking. From the level of eyes you receive the information, it comes to Chakshu, it comes to Manas, it comes to Chitta, it comes to Buddhi. The whole file, when it is processed, your Buddhi says, no, smoking is not good for health. I don't want. Already I had so many bad experiences about smoking. That is the end conclusion of the Buddhi. But suddenly something happens when the file moves like this. When the file moves like this and it takes a quantum leap, suddenly something happens and you decide to smoke. Please understand, if things go logically, if your Buddhi's decisions are executed immediately, as it is, you are not in any difficulty. Things are really beautiful, you are safe. But many times, your Buddhi's decisions are not executed as it is. The process, your Buddhi decides, no, I will not smoke, I should not smoke. Suddenly, you see the urge and you go for smoking. When the file goes to ego and comes back, the decision is changed. You send the file to the top authority with proper note. Finally, the decision comes opposite. You can't do anything. This processing area, actually, this whole thing I call it as TP, processing time. This is TQ, the quantum leap time. This is the time the whole file takes a quantum leap. In this moment only, all your decisions are changing without your knowledge, without your control. Till this moment, the file goes logically. You analyze very clearly. First you see me, then it is digitized, then it is taken to Manas. Actually, if the Chakshu is not there, you will not even see me. Many times you can see, you will be sitting and listening to music deeply. If somebody walks in front of you, you will not know. Or you will be watching a movie. If somebody calls you, you will not know. Means that Chakshu or the energy behind the sense is not associated with that sense. Only with the Chakshu, the information is taken in. The whole file is digitized. When the file is digitized, it goes to Manas. Manas gives the overall view. Manas, only work of Manas is excluding all other things. The Manas will say, he is not animal, he is not plant, he is not, what all is not, that all will be eliminated. All the excluding will be done. And the file will be brought to Chitta. Then Chitta will start analyzing. Oh, he is Swami. I have seen so many Swamis. Or I have seen him earlier in Los Angeles. What is my experience with him? It's good. Okay. Then the idea, yes, it is good. I had a wonderful experience with him. That file will go to Buddhi. Then Buddhi will decide. Oh, I had a wonderful experience with him last time. So naturally I will have a wonderful experience this time also. That file will be sent to ego. But ego only can decide. Alright, sit and listen. Or get out and go. That decision will be done only by ego. The problem is, if the ego decides according to Buddhi, you are a Buddha. If ego decides against the Buddhi, you are a Buddhu. That's all. Whole process, when the quantum leap process takes place, the whole decision changes. How it changes? Let us see. How it changes? Why it changes? For the informations to come to the sense and to reach the buddhi, it happens step by step. It takes its own time. So you have enough of awareness. Enough of awareness is there. Naturally, the process takes, with enough of awareness, it goes logically step by step. But this quantum leap happens in no moment. Actually, literally no time is taken for that quantum leap. Because there is no time, less awareness. Any decision taken with less awareness always leads to confusion. Here, the quantum leap happens with lot less awareness. If the TQ time is more than TP time, then you are a Buddha. You will take decisions with awareness. All your word, all your mental thinking, all your actions will be super conscious. If this TQ time is less than TP time, then you are working from subconsciousness. Your decisions are not logical. Your decisions are not clear. You are not tuned. You are not integrated with your buddhi. If you are integrated with your buddhi, you are called Buddha, awakened one. All we need to do is increase the TQ time, that's all. Now I give you a small equation. If TQ is less and TP is more, you are in subconsciousness. If TP is equal to TQ, You are in consciousness. If TP is less than TQ, if the TQ is more, you are in super consciousness. Actually, when the TQ is less, it gives you a sort of a thrill and kick. Quickly deciding. Deciding quickly gives you a sort of a thrill. You feel you are very courageous. A small story. One Nithyananda, means a courageous guy, and his friends, they all decided to go for a bullfight. Before going, they all went to a bar and started drinking. One friend told Nithyananda, why don't you also drink? Why are you sitting? Drink, it will give you a lot of courage to go ahead and drink. The fellow said, that is what I am afraid. That is why I am not going to drink. If I drink, I may have the courage. Actually, when your TQ is less, you feel you are courageous. If you continuously decide without having the TQ or without taking time, you claim yourself as a bold person. You think yourself as a great person. The person who decides, that is what in the social way, if somebody continuously goes on making decision without thinking, what we say? We say he is a great courageous person. We say he can do so many things. He can achieve so many things. But anything great, not only anything great is achieved, satisfaction that I live is achieved only by more TQ. Only by more TQ. See, as long as this time is more than this time, you are in subconscious. Continuously you are in subconsciousness. Because the buddhi gives a different decision and ego gives different command. Tug of war goes on inside your being. Continuously the tug of war goes on. Continuously the tug of war goes on inside your being. See, it is not getting recorded. The guilt, fighting with yourself, everything happens only in this spot. Buddhi gives one decision. Buddhi writes something in the file and ego gives different command. If you understand this one thing little deeply, your whole life can be transformed. Because this is a basic key with which we receive the information, process it and pass the decisions. If you can understand this one thing, that's more than enough to transform your whole life. All we need to do is to increase the TQ time. Increase the TQ time. The file, when it goes to ego and process is done and the command is given to the buddhi, this time, if you can increase, if you can infuse spirit or awareness into this area, this TQ area, your whole life will be transformed. You will never make any wrong decision. Not only that, apart from you will not make wrong decision. Any decision which you make, you will know the consequences. We destroy our senses. We overdo things. We exploit our body. We abuse our system when the TQ is less than TP. You can see in your life, till night 3 o'clock, you sit and watch the football match. Your eyes will be begging, please give me a little sleep. Your eyes will be begging. The moment advertisement comes, your eyes just closes by itself. But you don't leave your body. You just force. Again and again you abuse your body. We abuse our body Because we don't have enough of TQ. We don't have enough of awareness in the decision making system. And anything, if you feel intellectually I am able to understand, but I am not able to practice, the problem is in the TQ. Intellectual understanding means till buddhi things are okay. But emotionally I am not able to experience, or in reality I am not able to practice, means the TQ is not sufficient. Almost all our problems is only this subconsciousness. When the TP is more than TQ, you are working subconsciously. Even you are inhaling and exhaling, if it is done subconsciously, you are not completely doing it. Please be aware. When you are not aware of your inhaling and exhaling, your lungs are not completely filled. Just this moment you can experience. Just become aware of your inhaling and exhaling. You will start doing deeply. You will feel your whole lungs. This moment, just become aware of your inhaling and exhaling. It will be at least 1.5 times more. You will be inhaling. The moment you infuse awareness, even your inhaling and exhaling, the quality of inhaling and exhaling transforms. The moment you bring awareness, your thinking system is under your control. Lot of times, without even our knowledge, continuously we bring negative words inside. You can see in your life, if you just analyze, if you can just sit for 20 minutes and write down whatever comes in your mind. Of course, you can't write down because the speed is too much. Do one simple experiment. Sit in front of a tape recorder and speak out whatever comes in your mind without editing. Let it be recorded for just 21 minutes and listen after that. Rewind it and listen. Then you will understand what's going on inside. Without even your awareness, without even your knowledge, continuously you are using a lot of negative terms, negative words to abuse your own self, to abuse your being. Your logic continuously attacks you. Actually, it's like you have a sword and you are continuously torturing yourself with that sword. Same way, with your own inner chattering, you will be continuously torturing yourself without even your knowledge, because the TQ is less than TP. The time which is taken for processing becomes more than the time which is taken for decision making. Decision making happens in this area. Processing happens in that area. Decision making happens in this area. It's like the boss who is supposed to decide never comes to a factory and he sits somewhere, sees the file and never even bothers about the file. Just out of his ego, he says, do this. That's the same thing happens in this area. Here is the worker, supervisor, manager, general manager, CEO. All these guys, they make decision. And finally it goes to boss. But just boss writes something else in the file and sends the file back. You can't do anything. You can only execute what the boss says. This is the same process happening inside our system. When the decision making is not done with awareness, simply you torture yourself. The words which you use with yourself, the words which you use with others, the mental setup with which you work, and the activities or the actions which you are doing, everything is straight away connected to this TQ. To this TQ, because this is the zone where the decisions are made. This is the zone where you create an image about yourself, you create an image about the world, you create an idea about the society, You create idea about persons. Everything is done only in this TQ zone. Infusing spirit in this TQ zone is what we call spirituality. Infusing spirit in this zone is what we call spirituality. Infusing consciousness in this zone only makes you super conscious. A simple inhaling and exhaling, infuse your awareness. You will start doing deeply. You will start doing deeply. And infusing awareness into your simple breathing can transform your breathing. Same way, if you can infuse the awareness into your thinking, it can totally transform your thinking. If you can infuse awareness into your activities, into your actions, simply you are transformed from subconsciousness to superconsciousness. A small example. One person came to me and he asked me, Swamiji, I have the habit of smoking. I am not able to drop it. Please help me. I told him, please start smoking consciously. That's all. I didn't say drop. I just told him, please start smoking consciously. I told him, before smoking, just feel the cigarette and feel the touch. When you smoke, feel every puff. Feel it. What is happening inside your system? How you are experiencing it. How your mind reacts. What you feel. The whole thing. Be aware of it. Be conscious about the whole thing. And I don't know how you will be able to believe. Simply, the fourth day he came and he said, Swamiji, I am not able to smoke. What have you done to me? I said, I have not done anything to you. It is not my presence which has changed you. It is your presence which has changed you. For your transformation, my presence is not necessary. Your presence is enough. Your presence is more than enough for the transformation. My presence is not necessary. You see, if you understand this one statement, you will be liberated from gurus. That's the ultimate liberation. I tell you, liberation from gurus is the ultimate liberation. If you can understand this one technique, for transformation, my presence is not necessary, your presence is enough. This one word is more than enough. Just infuse consciousness in the TQ. Just infuse consciousness in every action, in every moment. If you can infuse consciousness into every moment, you will see simply your whole life is transformed. This guy says, when I started with awareness, then I understood actually smoking is nothing but escaping, trying to escape from some thoughts, some mental thinking setup. All your addictions, analyze all your addictions, whether it is coffee or tea or smoking or drinking, everything. At particular time, you come upon a particular mental setup, whether depression or low mood or some mental setup you face, which you are not interested in facing. Either you feel that you don't have enough energy to face it, or you don't want to face it. Then what do? Immediately, you drink something and escape from that mood. You just wanted to escape from that mood immediately for time being. Only then you choose drinking some tea, coffee or alcohol or smoking. Any addiction, anything, it is nothing but trying to escape from that mental setup for that time, for that few moments. When you can't escape consciously, you choose unconscious methods, unconscious techniques. It's like a pig felt too much of smell, the drainage. In India, open drainage system. And finally, it was not able to bear that smell. It just put his nose into that mud or slush. Same way, when you want to escape from some suffering, you just make yourself unconscious and you think you have escaped. The drinking or any addiction process is just the same thing. When you are not able to escape consciously from a particular mental setup, you wanted to escape, you use some outside things to make you unconscious. Alcohol or drinking or anything. Anything which makes you unconscious is dangerous for the TQ. For TQ, you will not be able to make right decisions. Anything which makes you unconscious will naturally lead you to more and more dullness. You will be abusing your body, your mind and your whole system. Continuously, when you use methods and techniques to reduce the TQ, means putting yourself into unconsciousness, naturally you are traveling towards the path of suicide. It's like a slow suicide. Actually, in a big bar, one person from a missionary went there. From table to table, he was going and sitting and talking with people and trying to convince them how bad the drinking is. Table to table, he was going. One guy, young guy, he was trying his best to avoid eye contact with that missionary. He wants to escape. But exactly the person came and sat in front of him, in front of the young guy, started advising him. Don't you feel what you are drinking is a slow poison? The young guy immediately replied, yes, I know, because I am not in a hurry, I am taking this. I am taking this because I am not in a hurry. You can't drink if you are not in a hurry to die. It is just a slow suicide process. It can make you dull and the awareness rate will be brought down. You will be traveling towards subconsciousness. Not only drinking, please understand, not only drinking, there are so many things which makes you unconscious, which makes you subconscious. If you do something which you don't want to do from your heart, but out of desire or impulse or compulsion, if you do, again you are creating subconsciousness. Again, the depth of the subconscious is getting increased. You are getting caught. You are creating a mental setup which is more and more going to give or create trouble for you, which is going to be more and more unconscious. Your whole life structure needs to be flooded with this single idea, with this single understanding. If you flood your whole life, it will be simply transformed. If you can understand this one key sutra, this one key mantra, infusing awareness into your TQ zone, infusing awareness into the area in which you are making the decisions. If you can infuse awareness into the TQ zone, your whole life will be transformed from this moment. Transformation does not need years, months, not even weeks. Not even weeks. It is just a conscious choice, a simple decision. From today, I decide to transform my life. From today, I decide to transform my life. If you are in subconscious level, the moment you choose, you will move towards the conscious level. If you are in conscious level, the moment you choose, you will move towards the superconscious level. It's the ultimate technique, not only for the spiritual progress, even to live life happily. This is the master key. Anybody, not only spiritual masters, anybody who happened on this planet Earth, any intelligent man, any person with wisdom happened on this planet Earth, if you see his teachings, if you read his words, either directly or indirectly, he will be saying the same thing. Infuse consciousness into your decision-making zone. Infusing awareness into the TQ zone is the ultimate teaching. Nothing more can be said. Nothing can be removed from this one teaching. All meditation, all spirituality, all techniques, everything is nothing but this one line. Infusing awareness into your TQ zone. Over. There is a mysterious zone in which your decisions are made. If you can infuse a little bit of awareness, that's enough. You are already spiritual. You are becoming Buddha. Now, what is the way? We all know infusing awareness into your TQ zone is necessary. How to do it? How to do? A simple thing. Understand these three things. Whatever way your body moves, try to be inside your boundary. Try to be inside your boundary. Wherever you are sitting, just be inside your boundary. If you see your life, if you are in the house early morning, you are bothering about your office. If you are sitting in the office, you are bothering about the evening beach. If you are sitting in the beach, again you are thinking, when will I go back to house? One thing is sure, if you are here, you are not here. If you are here, you are not here. That has become a mental setup. So understand this first key. Just be where you are. Just be where you are. If you are here, please be here. That's the first key. Next thing, infuse awareness into your inhaling and exhaling as much as possible. Whenever you are sitting, relaxing, watching TV or driving, whatever you are doing, one thing is sure, you are breathing. Whatever you are doing, we are sure you are breathing. Why don't you infuse a little bit of awareness into your breathing? Why can't you infuse a little bit of awareness into your breathing? Whenever you remember, try to infuse awareness into your inhaling and exhaling. Third thing, bring awareness into the words which you are using with yourself. Try to bring awareness with words which you are using with yourself. Continuously you are using words towards yourself, what I call monologue. What I call monologue. Try to bring a little bit of awareness into your monologue. Bring awareness to your inhaling and exhaling. Bring awareness to your monologue and live inside your boundary. Here ends your body and here the universe starts. Please live inside your boundary. If you can live inside your boundary, you will be liberated. Understand, life is paradox. If you live inside your boundary, you will be liberated from the boundary consciousness. The moment you start living inside your boundary, you are Jivan Mukta. Please understand, Jivan Mukta does not mean, Jivan Mukta means in Sanskrit, we call a person who is liberated when he is living. A person who achieved the spiritual freedom when he is living in the body, is called Jivan Mukta in Sanskrit. Liberated means, don't think you will have some special powers. Of course, special powers come when you are liberated, that is different. But liberated means the person who is living inside his boundary. If you start living inside your boundary and infuse a little bit of awareness to your inhaling and exhaling, whenever you remember, bring awareness to your monologue, inner chattering. Don't create guilt. If you forget for a few moments, don't bother. If you create guilt, again you will be creating conflict between buddhi and ego. No. Don't create conflict between TP and TQ. Don't create guilt. Whenever you remember, just infuse awareness to your inner chattering, to your inhaling and exhaling, and to your body language. Just be aware, be conscious of your body language, how you are holding yourself, how your body is moving, how you are living inside your being, and just be inside your boundary. So these three simple keys can completely liberate you from subconsciousness. It can transform your subconsciousness to superconsciousness. Now I will spend some time with your questions. Any question or discussion are welcome. Any comment. If you are not able to accept any of these words, you are welcome to open. Because whatever I said will be only in the head level. Only when you analyze with question answer and doubts, it can become, you can internalize it. It can become your treasure. Yes, please welcome.
Is there a way to recognize a person who is super conscious?
Sorry, I'm not really loud.
Is there a way to recognize a person who is super conscious?
He will be simply blissful. The person who is super conscious simply will be blissful. And one more thing, the question itself will disappear. I tell you, if you go and sit in front of a man who is super conscious, simply the question will disappear, whether he is super conscious or not. You try your best to doubt him. Simply the root of the doubt will be shaken. The root of the doubt is logic. That will be slowly start slipping. Even without your awareness, without even your awareness, simply the pillars which holds your logic will fall. People ask me, Swamiji, should I accept you as a guru? I tell them, never do that mistake. You can't forget me. You will not be able to forget me. Simply I will be there in your thoughts, in your dreams, in your sleep. Then I am your guru. If that has not happened, please simply forget me and carry your life. Then there is something wrong with me, not with you. So if you are sitting in the presence of a superconscious being, if you see somebody who is superconscious, simply slowly this question itself will start melting. You try your best to doubt. I don't think he is superconscious. Let us see. Try your best to create more and more doubts. Simply the doubts will wither away. The doubts will not stand. That is the only technique. Nothing else can be done. Where your mind loses its control over your decisions. You will be just beyond your mind, beyond your logic, beyond your doubt. The conclusion will happen inside your system, inside your being. Then you can is superconscious. There is no other technique, no other scale, no other method, no other missionaries are invented to find the superconscious level. It's nothing but too much of TP and no TQ. You can help them, especially with the pain. I'll give you a simple technique. I've spoken about this in the discourse called Pain to Bliss. I'll give you a simple technique. How to infuse awareness into the places where you have pain or into your pains. Whether it is physical or emotional, both can be healed when you infuse awareness. For example, you have a knee pain. Just relax and start searching in the zone where you have pain. Naturally, around this knee area, you will start feeling that pain. You will feel that pain. Now, drop the word pain. If you see your inner chattering, continuously in your monologue, in your inner chattering, you will be repeating the word pain, 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 without your awareness. Be little aware and drop that word and see what is happening in that area. See a small child, if the kid sees something new, how he will look? With all curiosity, with all excitement, how he will look? Same way, look at the area where you have pain with all curiosity, without labeling it as a pain. Without using, first thing, drop the word pain. Don't use the word pain. Just see what is happening there. Some new feeling is there. What is that new feeling? Just see. And slowly you will see the area in which you felt the pain. Instead of the whole knee, it will slowly start shrinking. And instead of one small patch, it will come to one point. Suddenly you will see the whole pain disappears. Understand, I am not proposing a theory. I worked at least 10,000 people with this technique and it works. I worked with cancer patients. I worked with acute arthritis, the spondylitis, people who have got pain all over the body. Even with these patients, I work with this technique. It works miracles. And apart from me working, many of our disciple doctors, they work with this technique. They vouch for this technique. They give testimonial for this technique. Simple technique, infusing awareness into your boundary and your inner chattering. When you infuse awareness to your inner chattering, the word pain, just remove that word. It can be dropped. You will not be repeating it subconsciously, intensely and continuously. You will drop, please drop that word pain. That's the first thing. Means infusing consciousness to your inner chattering. Next thing, infuse awareness to your boundary. Live inside your boundary. Infuse awareness to the boundary where you have pain. And the third thing, you can do this also. Infusing awareness to your inhaling and exhaling at the time of meditation. These three things, if you can do, miracles happen. People come out of the physical pain and the sufferings. Now I will give you a small tips about this emotional pain. Again, infuse awareness to your inhaling and exhaling. All emotional pain is nothing but your inner chattering without awareness. Your monologue without awareness only leads to all emotional pain. If you can just infuse little bit of awareness and edit continuously your inner chattering. Actually, we don't do censor. That is the problem. We don't censor our inner chattering. We just release the whole thing. For example, if the whole movie is released as it is from the studio without editing, will anybody see? They have done shooting. The whole shooting is just released without editing. The same thing we are doing in our life. Whatever happens, we don't put enough awareness, time, consciousness, energy to do the editing process. That is why our life is a mess. If you just release a movie without editing, it will be just a mess. Same way, if you releasing your inner chattering is what is living. If you start living without editing your inner chattering, you will make your whole life as a mess. So just infuse little bit of awareness whenever you are in emotional pain, psychological pain. Sit with yourself and start seeing your inner chattering, monologue. You will see that simple awareness itself heals you. It's a beautiful story. Not even a story, it's a real incident. One great king went to Buddha. He was sitting in front of a Buddha and he was simply shaking the legs like this, unconsciously. Suddenly Buddha looked at started staring the legs. The moment the Buddha gazed, the Buddha started staring. King simply stopped the shaking. Automatically stopped the shaking. King asked Buddha, how can I stop my mind? Buddha said, the same technique. The moment you became aware, you stopped shaking. The shaking of the legs stopped the moment you became aware. Same way, the moment you became aware of your mind, it stops. The moment you became aware of your emotional pain, psychological suffering, it just gets healed. All you need is infusing awareness. As long as you are unaware, you are in subconscious level, you will have physical and psychological pains. The moment you infuse awareness, physical and psychological, both pains simply disappear, dissolve. You are not even solving, you are just dissolving. One request, before trying these techniques, please don't decide it will not work. That's my simple request. You see, when you come here, I don't demand faith. I don't say believe in me. I don't ask faith as a prerequisite. No. I don't ask believe in me. Same way, don't have negative faith. I neither ask you to have faith nor doubt. Don't have faith. And there is no need to have doubt. Just have a simple curiosity to try. Just like a scientist. You see, a real spirit of the science is trying to analyze, trying to work, trying to explore. Any hypothesis can be proposed. They will try to explore. The curiosity or the capacity or the energy to explore is what I need when you work with these techniques. Spirituality also needs the same spirit. Same spirit which a real scientist has got. A real scientist will always be curious, will always be enthusiastic to explore different things, to work. Same way, just have that much of energy or courage to explore. Then you will see miracles will be happening in your being. You will be simply transformed. When you listen the techniques, it looks so simple. You think, no, this all will not work. Or if you feel it is too complicated, then you think, oh, it is too complicated, it will not work. So both the way, you come to conclusion before practicing. Please don't.
Swami, recently I took a mantra doing meditation. A lot of thoughts are coming. How can I stop not coming?
What you are doing some mantra?
Yeah, I'm doing meditation. So when I'm doing
Meditation of which month? Which meditation technique?
I do mantra for Mama. So
do mantra from? Oh, I think, sorry.
Lot of thoughts are
No, no,
coming
ma.
when I'm doing.
Any technique which is taken from some master, you should ask the advice, suggestion also from that same master. Because she wants you to grow in a particular way. So that is why she gave you some particular technique. It's a technique. When I give you some suggestion, naturally there is a possibility of disturbing you.
So how can I stop?
So I don't know, ma, what I am saying. I should not give any suggestion. Suggestion or advice should be given only by that person. Because only she knows how much you have grown. You understand? You see, now I can give you, I can simply give you some suggestion. But naturally, I do not know how much it will help you. Because only the person who designed the technique, you see, only the Ford company can release spare parts for Ford cars. Only the person who launched the product can release the spare parts also. Only he knows the repairing and maintenance methods. Same way, she gave you the technique. Now only she can give you the solution. And one more thing, you must follow only her solution. You should not, I request, don't follow my solution. Because my solutions are given to the people who are practicing my techniques. That's a understanding. Yes. Yes.
You have used two words to be infused in the PQ zone. Consciousness
Can you
and spirit.
please little more wide?
What is the difference? And how do
sorry.
I know? How does one know?
Sorry that I'm not able to hear because of the sound.
You use two words
Yes.
relating to infusion in the PQ zone, consciousness and spirit. What is the difference and how does one know which one is, what one is doing?
When you are working, it is called consciousness. When you are achieved, it is called spirit. That's all. When you are working, when you are trying to infuse consciousness, along with your consciousness, naturally few thoughts will be there. In the working time, it is called consciousness. When you are achieved, it is called spirit. It's like let me give you this small example. Consciousness is like a 18 karat gold. Spirit is like a 24 karat gold. That's all. And if you don't have any doubt, you can be sure you achieved the spirit. The work is over. If you are having doubts, but still you are working, then it is consciousness. That's all. Consciousness is the path. Spirit is the realization. We can say the superconscious can be called as spirit. Consciousness is like you are working. You are trying to move on the path. That's all. Yes. Give the mic.
I used to practice Vipassana meditation for a long time, and then you become very calm and blissful. And then I stopped, unfortunately, for some time. And then when I started again now, there's so many dark and sort of very depressed feel for some time. And I'm not able to get over that hump.
Oh, that's a nice question. Actually, if you have suppressed lot of emotions and do Vipassana, you will have this feeling. Whatever you have suppressed, your suppression, depression, everything will come up. The best way, before doing this technique, start doing some catharsis. Either do some loud Glaslolia, which we call Manipuraga meditation. Glaslolia means just shouting in the language which you don't know for 5 minutes. Just start screaming. You may feel funny, but when you do it, you will understand all your suppressed emotions will be simply cleansed. I always make people to do this technique in my meditation camp. In our meditation camp, the first we do is catharsis. Throw away whatever you have. See, once all the garbages are taken out, simply meditation happens to you. I will not force sanity upon you. Once the insanity is pulled out, sanity happens to you. Simply the sanity blossoms in you. Simply it happens. So before doing the vipassana, for a few minutes, for 5 to 10 minutes, if you can just blabber or start screaming, just loud noise, do something like this, nonsensical, you will see simply your whole mind and body settles into the meditation without falling into depression. You will vomit everything out.
Namaskaram, Swamiji. First, I would like to talk in my language so I can express my emotions. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் நீங்கள் திருப்பி வந்துட்டு உங்களை இந்தியாவில் பார்க்கணுன்னு ட்ரை பண்ணி தான் முடியல. ஸோ மனசில் உங்களை திருப்பி பார்க்கணுன்னு என்னமோ தெரியல. திருப்பி இப்போ நாங்கள் ஊர்லேருந்து வந்திருக்கோம், நீங்கள் கரெக்டாக வந்துட்டு சாப்பிட்டு எனக்கு வந்து மெயில் பண்ணலாம். Last time when I attended the discourse in the temple, I had so many questions. I didn't want to ask. Some questions were I felt silly and I was kind of shy. But this time when I attended the discourse, you're
actually, I always tell people who feel shy to ask questions. You see, why do you feel shy? If you ask, you think you will look like a fool. Everyone will be looking at you. You will look like a fool. If you ask, you will look like a fool. You may look like a fool. If you don't, you will be a fool. Whether to look like a fool or be a fool is our decision. So it's always better to spell out. If we don't ask, we will be a fool. If we ask, at least we will only look like a fool. We will not be a fool. We will have the answer. Okay.
But this time, most of the things which you're explaining now, it's it's clarifying everything which I heard in the temple. So I'm a slow listener and probably slow in grasping.
Actually, this is the science of the whole thing. This is the science based on meditation techniques are created. This is the science based, you can create meditation techniques. This is the master key for all the meditation techniques. Meditation techniques are the master keys. This is the master key of the master keys.
I did notice a difference in me after I met you last time. My actions changed. Probably more awareness came. I'm a lot more or less, before I was very hyper. I think I'm in the medium scale. Maybe I have to bring down myself. Probably by the time I meet you next time, I'm going to be a different human being. So
that's nice.
So as for now, I'm like so joyful. I have no question.
That is nice. The very conscious decision, by that time I'll meet you next time, I'll be a different person, is more than enough to have that shift or the transformation. We don't respect the power of our conscious decision. Actually, first of all, we don't respect ourselves. Where is the question of conscious decision? We don't think ourselves as an entity. That is why nobody else also thinks ourselves as an entity. Because we don't think ourselves as an entity, others also don't think ourselves as a solid entity. That's a basic trouble. If you think your conscious decision is powerful, simply people will obey. People come and ask me, Swamiji, how to impress others, how to influence people. I tell them, first influence yourself. Integrate yourself. Believe that you can influence yourself and others. The moment you influence yourself, you integrate yourself, you will become such a power, such an energy. Simply people can't resist, they will follow you. Anybody whose consciousness has become a leader will simply start leading. You'll simply start leading. Whatever profession you are, wherever you are, whether you are in business or a job or a doctor or a lawyer or anything, if your consciousness is a leader, you will simply lead. If your consciousness is a follower, even if you are in the CEO chair, you will be following somebody, imitating somebody. You will be imitating somebody. You will not be leader. Leader or the follower is based on consciousness. It is based on the state of your mind, not the status of your chair. Leader is a state, not status. Please be very clear. People who achieve the status without achieving the state never stayed in that status. Even if you are in the status without the state, you will not be enjoying it. If you are in that state, the status will simply follow you. Even if you don't have the status, you will be enjoying your life. So it is necessary to achieve the state, then status. Status will simply follow you if you achieve the state. Yes.
Pranam Guruji. You mentioned about Patanjali. According to Patanjali, there are 8 sutras. One among them is meditation. It starts with yama, niyama, etc. Before attaining samadhi, you get at meditation, if I am not wrong.
Yes,
So
right.
can we directly enter into this zone, that is dhyana, without following yama, niyama, etc.
It's a wonderful question. If you follow yama, niyama, please forgive me for making this statement, no other way. If you try to follow yama, niyama and then try to enter into dhyana, you may enter into mahasamadhi, not samadhi. Your whole life will be ended, but you will not be making any progress. You see, the system is created for human beings who lived on this planet Earth 2000 years ago. For them, yama, niyama was natural, was very natural. The depth of fantasy was very less. So brahmacharya was possible. The need to tell lie is not there. It was not there. So satya was possible. And naturally you had enough of protection. So ahimsa was possible. For that society, all those things are possible. Now also it is possible. I don't say it is not possible. It is possible only after having the experience of meditation. If you start working without having the experience of meditation, just in the line of yama, niyama, you will be only creating conflicts within yourself. You will be only creating guilt within yourself. Just try. Just try yama, niyamas. I don't have to say. You yourself try. And what's your experience? I have always seen people coming and saying, yes, Swamiji, there is a little bit of problem. They come and stand and scratch their head. Why? You see, even to practice yama, niyama, you need certain integrity and energy, certain TQ, which is not there in the modern men today. The modern men, even that much of TQ is not there. Even to follow what your buddhi says, you need a TQ. See, modern men in this modern day society, man has become simply a schizophrenia. There is nobody who can be called as normal man. The normal level itself has become abnormal. Or the abnormal level has become normal. The abnormal level has become normal. That is why they say that in the medical terms, the border level. That border level. What do you call the medical way? Borderline. I heard one of our Dr. Devotee was telling me, Swami, that borderline sanity they call. People will look almost normal. They will walk and talk, do things almost normal. But once you go near, you are gone. So that's why they say before getting married, better to live with that person at least 6 months. You will come to know whether he is in the borderline or he is okay. So the borderline problem. The man, the abnormal level has become normal level. So all we need to do is immediately we need to do some meditation, infusing awareness, so that you can become man. Then you can go for practicing the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. The 7 steps or the 8 steps. The 8th is the samadhi. It is not a step, it is achievement. 7 is the step. You can go for all these steps. But first we have to become man. For that itself you need to increase your TQ. Thank you.
With your presence, I feel that I've become graduated from the under KG level to the high school, and I want to be a college graduate with your techniques, and I'm so happy to see you again.
Again, the only one technique: increase the TQ. Increase the TQ. That's all. Actually, when you increase the TQ, that's the real Nidhi. Lakshmi means increasing the TQ. Lakshmi, the very word in Sanskrit, means increasing the TQ. When you increase the TQ, with the same house you feel more comfortable. With the same furnitures you feel more luxurious. With the same people you feel blissful. With the same situation you feel joyful. Actually, Lakshmi is added when you increase the TQ. Of course, because of your right decision making, wealth is also will be added. You will have a bigger car. The moment the TQ becomes big, your car will become big, your house will become big, your life will become big, everything will become big. Because of your decision making power, because of your clarity, that is true. Apart from that, your being, your Lakshmitva, the capacity to enjoy, the energy of the wealth consciousness. That is what the wealth consciousness will simply increase. Increasing the TQ is what I call creating affluence. Creating affluence is nothing but increasing your TQ.
Swami, we have been always taught that ego is something bad, that we should try to get rid of ego. But the way you explained, if there is sufficient TQ, the ego will let us make a good decision.
You see, if there is sufficient TQ, ego will disappear into Atman. Did you see a small diagram? Under that ego there is written a small diagram I put something called Atman. When the TQ is less, you are egoistic. When the TQ is more, there is no ego. Simply the ego disappears. Ego disappears. Only Atman shines. So it is all about TQ. I think this time we'll end the session. So I pray to the ultimate divine, the divine energy, the consciousness, eternal bliss which is in all your hearts. Let you all understand these great truths and let you practice and experience the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.